Steele Rabbit Podcast. I'm Jess the Snow Bunny, your guide on this unfiltered journey through the realms of adult intimacy and relationships. Get ready for bold conversations, candid stories, and a dash of humour as we navigate the complexities of desire together. Embrace the sensual, the provocative, and the unexpected. This is a space where nothing is off limits and where we celebrate the diverse landscapes of human connection. Let's dive deep into the world of passion and pleasure.
Welcome to the Steele Rabbit Podcast. I'm Johnny Steele, and I'm joined here by Jess the Snow Bunny.
What up, Johnny Steele, your girl?
What up? So today's episode, we're actually going to answer some questions. They're more questions along the lines of open relationships and non-monogamy.
And I think today we're going to get an opinion from both of us.
Yes, both answering the questions. I'm going to actually let you start this off answering this one.
Oh, gosh.
How do you deal with jealousy?
How do I deal with it? I squash it down until it turns into a burning rage, and then I lash out.
Every woman everywhere.
I don't get jealous. I don't deal with jealousy. I don't know. Trying to think when last time I got jealous. I generally would tell you, probably.
Yeah, I feel like you would definitely tell me.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm trying to actually sitting here trying to think about it as well.
Because I can't think of you being jealous.
No,
not
because
in an open relationship setting.
no, like because it's like, how do you deal with jealousy? So it's just like I'm trying to think of any situation in this that I'd been jealous, and
I think you usually squash it down inside until it turns into a burning rage, and then
turn into like the Tasmanian
lash
devil,
out.
and I start spinning around like a tornado and taking shit out.
That's the one.
No, I just don't feel. I mean, it's a great question. It really is, and I feel like a lot of people might deal with this a little bit more than us.
And if you do, you should probably communicate.
Honestly, yeah, 100%, 100%. How is commitment defined in an open relationship?
Ooh,
exactly.
That's
Very
a
good.
tough one.
I know.
Commitment is for us, I think, supporting each other through everyday life and everything we do, and being each other's ride or die. That's our commitment. We're married, obviously. That's legally, we're committed.
We're forced for this. We're forced to do this.
The law says we have to be committed.
I'm blinking. Help.
I think commitment would be different for a lot of people, but for us, it's definitely this underlying strength in our relationship.
Yeah. Whereas, like, so our relationship kind of borders a little bit on poly. But even still, I feel like if we were to be in a relationship where we had a relationship with multiple people, our relationship is always going to be way different than any relationship we have with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's, I don't know, maybe it's the bond that's been built up.
Yes.
But I just feel like there's always, we could technically probably be in love with multiple people per se, but it's never going to be the same as what we have.
Exactly. This is deep rooted. You know, I like it deep rooted.
Real deep. What counts as cheating in an open relationship? That is a really good question.
Well, anything that you are not honest about, I guess. If you feel like there's certain things you need to hide within what you're doing, then that's cheating, really, isn't it, ultimately?
I don't know. I think it's hard for us to compare this. So for us, we're so transparent, but if you have a couple that aren't as transparent or that don't communicate as well as we do, say that all they want to know, like all they talk about, like basically each of them knows that they're out doing stuff with other people, but it's never talked about. it's like, would that, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
Like, it'd
that's
be
when,
easier to kind of hide something, but you
yeah.
wouldn't be hiding it. It's just like it goes unsaid, and it's just like, is that cheating,
No,
or
I don't think that's cheating because that's the way your open
that's the
relationship is set
dynamic
up.
of their
It's
relationship?
how it depends on how it's set up. So for us,
Yeah,
the reason why we don't get the jealousy and
yeah,
we don't get, any of those other issues is that
because of the
we don't
transparency.
cheat is because everything is, yeah, honest and open.
Yeah,
And I think that's massively, like, probably like the number one thing you need in an open relationship if you're going into that. Um, you need to probably be transparent. I mean, I'm sure it works for some people to go off and do their thing and be very like private about it,
100%.
but I think that's going to breed some kind of jealousy or for people to feel a certain, you know, a bit
From
a bit miffed.
Yeah, I feel like in those kind of scenarios, so every relationship you're in with somebody, you're gonna like these things do as they progress, you do develop feelings, regardless of how strong they are. You
Yeah,
do develop feelings. Now, I feel like if you're in one of those situations where you guys don't really talk about it, and somebody's having feelings for somebody else and it's not talked about, I feel like it could harbor a lot of just negativity on a
yeah.
million levels.
And
And
then
I feel like that would not be a good
if you're
scenario.
already in that, like, we don't sort of talk about it state, and
Yeah.
then you start getting feelings, how do
So
you
now, how do
approach
you?
that?
That's exactly it. How are you going to say something because you already don't talk about it? And the question is like, why don't you talk about it? Do you not talk about it because you don't want it to turn into something bad? And then it's like, why did you jump into this? Were you
Yeah,
trying to save a relationship, or you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's always out there as well.
yeah. No, you need to go into it genuinely.
What do you do when your partner is out with another woman or man?
Oh, live my best life. Actually, no, probably looking after the kids,
I
to
know.
be
I was just
honest.
gonna say, well, that depends. Do we have the children?
If I don't
Um,
have the kids, I'm probably getting my vibrator out, probably eating some good snacks.
she's got a cheese and cracker platter.
No shit.
She's got her phone. She's on the hub, if you know what I'm saying. And she is scrolling.
Is it just me, or does anybody else, when they type P into Google,
That website is the first
that
one that
Pornhub,
comes up.
Pornhub is the first thing that comes up? And I don't even think I like use it that much, but it's like my phone's just like,
Lies.
bitch, I know.
I think we all know.
So I can't, like, if I'm trying to type something on my phone and somebody's there and it starts with a P, I can't do that in public.
She can't even write her son's name.
Oh my God. You got me there.
I know I do.
Wow. Mum of the year.
Well, not now. What is your favorite way to receive affection?
Oh, leave me alone. No. um, I like acts of service. So I like um people to do things for me. Um, not like, I'm not saying sugar daddy. I'm saying, like, you know, help me out with things, maybe do the dishes, those sort of things to me is affection. But at the same time, like, just I love being in the kitchen after work of an evening and you'll give me like just that hug, that welcome home hug kind of feel. Um,
It's usually me trying to grab your boobs or something, let's be honest
I
here.
know every hug comes with something
There's
else, doesn't it?
something else
There's always
coming with the
something
hug.
lurking in the background.
It's me, Johnny Steele,
And
lurking.
just, I don't know, you like the way you care. So you genuinely care about me, and that to me is super affectionate.
Cap.
So did you just say cat? so, so for me, it's sort of those different acts. I'm not like, oh, kissing me, that's so affectionate. Like, that's obviously standard, yes, that is affection and it's very physical, but I'm probably more background affection, the things you do and the way you act. Um, Yeah. What about you?
I am I don't think it's an attention thing per se, but to me it's more so when somebody goes out of their way, say we're not just having a conversation where we're just giving, somebody's writing something, they're answering, and then you wait for the other person to write back. When somebody actually goes out of their way to write me a message and is like, how's your day going? Or like, I hope you have a good day, or just something positive like that, that they actually genuinely took the time out of their day, assuming that these people have lives like everybody does, but they still managed to find that little bit of time. They weren't like, I my grandma's cat's sister died, and I said I can write you back for 36 hours, and it's just like, I get shit happens. I'm really horrible with that too, so I'm probably talking about myself here. But I don't know, I like when somebody goes out of their way with just a little. It doesn't even have to be that much, like literally a text. Just go out of your way, send me a Snapchat message that, it doesn't even have to be your boobs. Like, I won't say no, but just send a Snapchat that says, "Hey, hope you have a good day, bro."
But
You
is
know,
that affection?
I feel like it is. I feel like it is.
So when it comes to like us, for example,
Yeah.
what would you class as affection? Or what would you like?
When
Would
you
you,
go out of your way just to randomly walk up to me and be like, "I love you," for
yeah,
no reason. The same thing. The same. uh I get that same type of gratification even like if the children do it. Like, just walk up to me and are like, "I love you, Dad." I
yeah,
think it's just who I am as a person. It has nothing to do with like what I get out of the open relationship thing. It's just that is my favorite type of affection. Like, because I feel like if somebody's doing that, they genuinely feel like that in the moment, and they just expressing
yeah,
it to me, and they're going out of their way to express it to me.
yeah.
It's not even that they're saying it, it's that they're going out of their way to
So you like
to
people to
make it
go out
known.
of their way?
People that go out of their way to, just be nice,
Yeah,
just to show me they care.
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
What is a sexual fantasy you played out with someone else that wasn't with your partner? That is a good one.
How am I supposed to answer that? I've had like, what am I like, 10 and 0?
You mean 0 and 10.
Oh, and
But
10. Well, whatever. I don't see that I've got any grounds to answer this question on.
I feel like the one you could answer. What about like interracial? Because that's something you could not do with me.
True, true,
You could
actually.
not have like.
Yes, so my fantasy for BBC,
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely played that one without you. Although you were there.
No doubt, no doubt. But I mean, like, that's just one thing. Like, I could never have.
Yeah, you
Like,
could never give me.
like.
Unless there's some weird medical advances going on that I'm not sure about.
She's already looked into it. Um.
Well, what about you?
Uh. I don't think that I really have fantasies like that. I know that a lot of people do, and a lot of people, there's bucket list things, but for me, there's really nothing that wouldn't, or involve you.
And anything that didn't involve me, he's already done
I
10
mean,
times over.
it's just there was stuff, but they've all been ticked off. So I mean, there's nothing that like is really on the list anymore. What is your biggest turn on?
Oh, you know what? Are we like, do you want like a physical, like, I like this kind of look, this turns me on, or do you want more of a, like, what are my kinks? Because I don't know if I want to go into
A physical, I
that.
think, a physical thing. Like,
Um,
what physically turns you on, arouses you?
you know what? And it varies. That's the thing. And a lot of it is more just the person themselves.
Yeah,
So you can obviously be physically attracted to someone straight up and they
yeah,
just are a dick.
me,
Or or you can not really have that attraction there, but as you get to know them, there's that attraction. So
me.
it's really hard for me to describe somebody. But I think what turns me on, ooh, I do like tattoos, which is handy because you're like head to foot.
Literally.
Yeah, I don't know, but like a good set of boobs turns me on.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to argue that, am I?
a nice ass, like often looking at women can be more of a turn on sometimes.
I mean, what really isn't there to like about them?
They're very appealing to the eye.
They smell good. It's like, if you ever smelled a dude, I don't even like working with dudes because I don't want to smell dudes. You know, like, why would a woman go out of her
Hey,
way to want that?
I've worked with a few women in the past that have smelled. Okay, it's par for the course. But I, yeah, I think what turns me on is humor. Actually, if you can make me laugh, I am gonna be fucking horny for you.
Real horny.
It's pretty simple. But you got to be able to make me laugh, and that's not easy because I have a weird sense of humor.
It's real dark, Morty.
It's very. I have a dark sense of humor, and I probably have a slightly elevated sense of humor. I don't get slapstick; doesn't appeal to me. I don't understand any of that. But if you can do intelligent humor, I'm putty in your hands, and I'm definitely turned on.
Yeah, nice. For me, physical, the physicality,
Blondes, loves
blondes,
blondes.
100%, 100%. Blondes, I like the heavily tattooed. So with me, I like heavily tattooed, or I like completely naked skin. I know it doesn't make any sense. And also booties. So if you're blonde and you have a booty,
And heavily tattooed.
slide in my DMs. As far as turn-ons from like touch or something like that, like physical turn-ons, I would say making out I find arousing.
Yeah, you definitely love a good make out. And can I just add in while we're talking
Yeah,
physical?
yeah,
And I think I've said it before, but I
yeah,
do love a good booty massage that goes, you know.
yeah. She likes when you massage the cheeks and you play hide and seek with some fingers. Where is the craziest place you have had sex, or that you would like to
Oh, that
have
I'd like
sex?
to have
Yeah,
sex.
sky's the limit
Ooh.
on this one.
Are you talking Mile High Club?
I mean, if that's an option.
You know what? Toilets on planes are so small. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, I don't even like to use the toilet on a
Let
plane
alone have
when
sex
I'm
in there.
like,
I know. They're always so grotty.
not only that, like when I'm walking to it, I'm already a little bit bouncing all over the place because sometimes a little bit of turbulence. So imagine you're standing there, you've been in the airport all day long, you have that one pair of clothes, you go into piss, and there's a little bit of turbulence, and you start pissing everywhere on yourself. Like, that's just, is it a genuine fear? I don't know. But is it a possibility? 100%. It's not for me. No Mile High for Johnny Steele. I don't like going into the bathrooms. I can't turn around in there. I'm afraid of peeing on myself. Not for me.
You know what, actually? I just want to have sex in a car or my car. Oh, my car is not so good because it's got baby seats, but I don't know if I've ever really had sex in a car. Like just literally just thinking about it, maybe
We'll be right back.
once.
Beep, beep.
Maybe I was going to do that too. But yeah, sex in a car. That's pretty. That's actually really depressing that I've never. I don't think I've ever had sex in a car. Actually, no,
Yeah.
I had sex in the back of a panel van once, but it was parked. Oh
And
no,
she
it would
was
want to be
tied up
parked, wouldn't it? But
and
it wasn't like I
blindfolded.
didn't feel like I was in
And
a car. There was a mattress. I know there was candy involved. I just
okay. Was it a role play scenario? Oh, asking for a friend. For me, the craziest place, I don't know. I don't think there'd be all that crazy, but I don't know, something, I don't know, maybe like on a beach. Like, I don't want people to be there. I don't want that to be all like, I'm not looking to be voyeured. Just,
weird.
just enjoying the outdoor naturey aspect.
The
And
sand crusting your
oh no,
bits.
there's a blanket. You didn't ask for details.
A
There's
really
a
big
the
blanket.
thickest blanket you've
No
ever
sand.
seen. The blanket spans half the beach, and there's no sand on any corners of it because we haven't walked from sand
You
to
need to
blanket
go to one
yet.
of these like pebble beaches.
I just feel like that would
hurt.
laying on that wouldn't
Yeah.
be as nice as laying on
Okay, so
sand.
a mattress on a pebble beach.
This sounds very is this Frankston?
I don't-
So, for the next one, what is your favorite body part on someone of the opposite gender? Well, I've already said booty. I've kind of already answered this one.
Forearms.
You like
I
forearms?
like forearms.
Are you looking at my forearms right now?
I'm looking at your forearms.
What?
I don't know.
Get your hand out of there.
I don't know why, but I love a good forearm. Guys with good forearms can have me along with the men that are hilarious. So if you're hilarious with good forearms, it's on like Donkey Kong.
So when you're sending her all of those dick pics, guys, show your forearms.
Yep, and make me laugh.
What is your favorite position?
Ooh, the what's it curled up on the floor in the fetal
In the fetal
position,
position,
crying.
crying.
Um, my favorite position. I am lazy. I do like to lay down and get the business.
Missionary for her.
But no, I like doggy, and I like being on top if my legs can withstand, the work. What's your favorite position?
I'm gonna have to probably say doggy.
Yeah,
It's the whole ass and the thighs and
you love the jiggle.
the jiggle and the wiggle. Give it to Johnny Steele. How will you explain this to your kids or your family?
um, Look, I'm pretty open in regards to that. Like, I'd just be pretty blunt, to be honest. But the thing is, I guess I haven't really spoken to my family about it, not for me, but for them.
Yeah.
As in, I just don't think they'd want to know.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's kind of my view on it. Like at the end
Like,
of
I
the
couldn't give
day,
a fuck. I would tell them, but I
100%.
don't think they want to
But
know.
it's like at the end of the day, though, whose business is it? Like what goes on in our sex life? You
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying? Like, first of all, nobody gives a shit. There's no way that they do. Second of all, like we don't owe anybody an explanation. And also on the other side of that, I'm just gonna say, imagine having a talk with your children that they can do whatever they want, that they can actually have more than one relationship with more than one person, and that you can actually love and enjoy more people, that it just doesn't have to be one person. Sounds like a horrible world to live in, doesn't it?
Obviously, it's not something you're having with your small children.
No, it's not something we're having tomorrow.
But at the same like, I don't think I'd be saying, oh, we're in an open relationship. I'd be doing it like you said. You'd be explaining to them the possibilities and the options when they get older.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd be like, yeah, we've been like fucking other people for years. No.
Not at all. Not at all. But I also don't feel like the whole thing is just based on sex. Whereas a
No.
lot of people, when they think open relationship or
True
swingers
that.
or non monogamous, anything in this lifestyle, that's their first thought.
That's it. For us, it's a lot of it is the connections. And it's
There's
funny
so much more to it.
because obviously we've talked about Holly before being one
Yeah.
of your original hookups.
Yeah.
And then obviously now is pretty much a part of the family.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, you could say to the kids eventually, Holly, this is how she ended up as part of the family.
Yeah. Yep.
So, it's all positive, isn't it?
It is to me. It is to me. Why do you need this when you have a significant other at home?
Because he's not black.
I mean, that's valid.
It's not even that. Like, as I've said before, a
Yeah.
lot of it is the excitement of something different,
100%.
something new,
Yeah.
different aspects, different conversations,
different experiences. This is like what I
Yeah.
just said with the last thing. Imagine that you can go out and you can hang out with other people. You can have a good time. You can enjoy a kiss at the end of the night and nobody's feelings are hurt.
And you can do things you wouldn't have done with your partner.
Because they may not be into that. You're open to
Or you've
so
just
much
never
more new
thought of it together.
experiences. Yeah.
Someone else has come up with this amazing idea of
Yeah.
let's go on this date and do this. And it's like, wow, I never would have thought of that.
Right, right, 100%. Because I've went on dates that realistically me and you
Not a chance.
never would have done,
Not a
and it was
chance.
some of the coolest shit of my entire life. So,
Exactly. Exactly. And I've eaten
um,
food at some
shout out to Holly
places.
for taking me on my date and buying me flowers.
But it always comes back to food for me. And I've eaten food at some incredible places that I would not have gone to.
That's true. That's true. Why are you so anti-monogamy?
I'm not
I don't think we
anti-monogamy.
are.
If
Not
you
at
want to
all.
be monogamous, do it up.
And we say that a lot. Do I think that monogamy should be the standard? That it should be what is mainstream? No, 100%. I do not. But do I understand it from other aspects, be it religion or just culture? 100%.
Or
And
just the way somebody
yeah,
feels.
we're not shitting on it. We have an open relationship because that's how we feel. That's what we want. So why would we shit on somebody else for doing what they want?
Exactly. Exactly. I think, I if I had to, I could do a monogamous relationship. If you turn around one day and said, I don't want to do this anymore, fine. I'd pack up shop and we'd be done.
Yeah.
And it probably wouldn't actually bother me. Am I going to miss out on some other experiences? Sure, but
I feel like both of us though, in saying that, I feel like both of us would agree to that.
yeah, for sure.
We already obviously all couples before they jump into this need to have that conversation, and we've already had that conversation, said we would do, and even years on we both feel the same way still and would do that same thing. So
I don't know. I just if we did decide to suddenly become monogamous,
I think
would
that
there be any resentment?
no, I think that I think we might both struggle at first just because we've had that
I'd be like,
openness for so
what
long.
is this? What is this
Like
weird world we're living in?
somebody, yeah, that's exactly it. Somebody, you're walking down the road, it's just like, do I feel like I can't even look at them now? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like
It's never going to
it'd
work
be
for us. Let's be honest. It's never
for us.
going
I
to
don't
work
think
for
that it
us.
would. For us, I don't think that it would.
But it
But
definitely works for
I
people.
think that we could do it.
But you know what? I see a lot of cheating. I got to be honest, in monogamous relationships.
100%. Or the people with the sneaky profile that's not even known about,
Yes.
and a cartoon photo or something. So
Yeah.
it's like, how do you play that off? Oh, that's not mine. I don't know how that got on Twitter.
Well, as far as my Twitter goes,
Yeah.
I've got quite a few followers
Yeah.
that have admitted that their partner doesn't know what they do,
That
and
I think is what bothers me the most,
it
is that
bothers.
they're so confident in sharing that with you, even though they don't know you. But when they say it, they don't say it with any guilt. And that's kind of what bothers me. It's like, do you feel bad?
Mm, yes. On the same token,
Yeah.
though, some of these people are, not getting. They're not in a good relationship, but
hundred
I
percent.
feel like they should also get out of that if that's an issue.
And the thing is, we've both been there in relationships that we felt that, you know, reached their end. And it's not shitting on former partners in either way, but the relationship just is what it is. And
I know I've cheated. It's a horrible feeling. Like when you look back on it, like what kind of horrible person was I? So
well, nobody wants that.
no. So I think as far as monogamy goes, sure it works for some people. It definitely doesn't work for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are scared to step away from monogamy.
100% agree.
And I think a lot of the
It's a
times
safe zone.
it is a safe zone, and a lot of the times, people are jealous by nature, so it's not going to work for them.
That actually leads me into the next question. Do
Oh,
you get
segue.
jealous?
Do I get jealous? No.
No, same.
I'm more
I feel like that's
supportive.
such an easy question to answer.
I know, but you know what? Johnny will be like, I can see his eyes looking at a nice ass at the shopping centre, and I'm looking at that nice ass at the shopping centre, and we can both agree that's a nice ass, and there's no jealousy there. Like, it doesn't.
But only one of us is going to approach her and give her their
The
number
number, yeah, I know you will too.
every
But
time.
I'm supportive. I'm like, oh,
Not creepily.
look at
I
that,
don't do it
Johnny.
creepily.
Look at that. Like, I'll point out a nice ass if I
Yeah.
can, and you'll point them out to me too. Uh, we're supportive. Definitely no jealousy.
What if you fall in love with someone else?
We obviously we've discussed this and we've talked about it in previous
Yeah.
podcasts.
It
Once
is a good
again,
question, though.
it's that open, the honesty.
We know what our boundaries are. We know the rules that we've put in place, and we're both comfortable with what we've said and what we've agreed upon.
But there was a time, there was one instance where you actually said to me, I could be.
Yeah.
And I do remember the problem for me
Yeah.
is that it it kind of, I don't know if it hurt, but it was like, God damn it, because I want the best for you. I want you to have everything you should have.
Yeah.
And there's a kind of almost that fear, I guess, of maybe, because this was early on, to be
Yeah.
honest. So there was kind of that fear of, oh, maybe this could be the end of us,
Yeah.
right? But intertwined with the fact that I just want you to have the best, and if you did fall in love with someone and that was going to work for you and you needed to move on to that, would I be sad? Yes, because like you're my bestest friend in the whole wide world. But at the same time, I just want you to have the best for you. I want you to be happy. So it's kind of conflicting.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it's not a jealousy. It was more of a, like, I guess I wasn't expecting it because it was early on. We
No,
hadn't gone
100%.
through
And
any of
we've
that.
already discussed this and talked about this before in previous episodes. That's the thing. We leave everything on the table on this podcast.
But it didn't, like, I moved on pretty quickly from it.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, in the moment, I was kind of like, oh, it was kind of almost like a shock. But
And it should have been.
When you communicate these things, of course, there's going to be like some kind of feelings, but they shouldn't last.
No, and we both have realized that it should have been navigated a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And what can you do? It's the past. And with these things, the whole thing is evolution. There's always going to be something that is going to bother somebody or make somebody feel some type of way.
But you don't know about it until it hits.
You don't know about it. That's exactly it. These things, you don't know about them until you experience them.
Which is why you have to talk. As soon as it hits, you need to talk.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Which kind of leads into the next question.
Oh my God, segues all over the place.
I know, right? Was it? Do you two share solid communication?
No,
we barely talk.
Like, why would we want to?
We're actually being paid for this podcast.
We're not even in the same country.
Not even partners.
Obviously, yes, very, very open communication, very much the foundation of everything. So, as I've said, if you're going into an open relationship or any kind of thing, relationship that's not the norm or whatever,
yeah,
you absolutely need communication. And I don't want to shit on people that have gone into it without communication because it may be working for them, but I can't see how it would work.
I can't see how it would work. I think the reason why it works so well for us is because of communication. So to eliminate that entirely,
yeah,
I just don't. Not only do I see it not working, I see it fucking
crashing and burning.
100%. Like that is a recipe for disaster. There's no way you can spin that it's going to be a good idea.
But yeah, we talk about everything. I mean, we don't. If you're, I guess, connecting with somebody, you're not going to like share everything because you're still going to have some, I guess, personal moments with them. But as a general rule, we share pretty much as
yeah,
as we can.
Yeah, as much as we honestly try to share
everything we do. We're probably pretty bad.
If something falls through the cracks, it might. But
That's it. But it's not an intentional
it's
thing.
not, and
Yeah.
it's never something like malicious.
No, and
So
it's never something
it's
big
something
either.
minor and dumb
It's like, I
that
forgot to
neither,
tell you.
but no one ever cares about it anyway, so it's
No,
never
it'll be
an
like, I
issue.
forgot to tell you that she actually loves sushi and you guys are pretty best friends. And I'll be like, oh my God, my sushi buddy. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
And then I'm like, where did they go?
Yeah.
I thought we were having a
Yellow.
threesome. Now I'm having a no some. What are you open for? Sex? Love? It's a good question.
Well, as I've always said, for me, it's connection.
We're open for openness.
I'm open, but like I have some guys that just are like, can we have a 20-minute, like, just rough sex session? Bang, done, gone, goodbye. Sure, like that could work. But then generally, I'm looking for connection with people that spark something within me, and it could be, you know, they've got a great sense of humor. It could be we have really good conversations, uh, or just that they're very attractive. I'm like, yeah, we can continue this conversation just so one day I can have you.
We've all been there.
But no, it's yeah. So I can't even remember what the question was because I.
What are you open for?
Oh,
Is it
yes, yes,
sex? Is
yeah,
it love? Is it
yeah.
something else?
So I mean, I'm not out there looking for love, but we're very well aware if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I agree with that whole thing. My answer is pretty much the same. For me, I'm just open to new experiences. And I
Yeah.
don't put labels on none of this shit. I don't try to say, oh, I'm open to finding a relationship because at the end of the day, I don't care if I do or if I don't. I'm just open for new experiences all around.
Well, that just
Whether,
shits all over my answer. Can I
well,
take mine back? I'm open for new experiences.
now she sounds like my child copying me. Yeah, so new experiences. That's what I'm open for.
Well, yeah, connections, new experiences.
Do you seek validation from others?
Yes.
100% you do. 100%.
100%. That is me.
But at the end of the day, I feel like everybody does. I feel like that is just a human emotion.
But I mean, going back to me having limited, success through high school
Yeah,
and then even into my adult years and then even, in our open relationship, of course I'm looking for
there's a
validation
pattern, wasn't there?
because I want to know that, you know, I'm worthy and I'm sexy.
Yeah. So is your validation a looks thing? You want to feel attractive enough for other people?
Yeah, because I was never attractive. It's the ugly duckling into the swan.
Yeah.
As a swan, I need you to tell me that I'm a swan.
For me, with a name like Johnny Steele, you girl, I mean, I don't need any of that, right?
No validation. He
No
just walks around
validation.
life validated.
Just walk around like my peen's the size of my leg.
Really?
How do you think I knock stuff off the table?
I'm just like imagining you with these like tiny baby legs.
Wow. I think she just burned me.
I did. That was definitely a joke. Okay, I'm sorry. It
How
was
big
just
are my legs, Jessica?
I just felt like it was such a visual. I had to share.
Now people are picturing me walking around with like 3 penises. 2 of them are legs. Is opening based on a fantasy? That's a really good question.
That is a very good question.
I feel like to a certain extent, wouldn't it be for everyone though?
Yeah, because what fucking other people is definitely a
I
fantasy.
feel like the people that are in monogamous relationships have similar thoughts. They just know that they can't act on them
Yeah.
or they won't act on them for religious beliefs or self morals or whatever. But I feel like it kind of is based on a fantasy.
Yeah, it is. The whole thing's a fantasy,
Yeah.
and it's nice. But when we say that, obviously, if you genuinely fall in love with someone, that's not a fantasy. it's real,
Yeah.
but definitely when you go into it, of course, you're like, wow, I'm going to be able to sleep with other people. I'm
Yeah.
going to be able to get my dick sucked by other people. I'm going to,
And
in my instance, I'm going to get to go and eat food with other people.
we have different priorities. Are you trying to save your relationship?
No,
No.
I
I,
don't. If we were, then
I don't
we
think
would have
this would.
crashed and burned long
Yeah,
before
I
this.
don't think that this would have helped us.
That's like people that have kids to save their relationship.
I know,
We had kids because we
and
fucked up.
this and
It's
this
simple as that.
and this question actually makes me think about the couple. It makes me think about the whole baby thing, like have a kid to save your relationship.
I thought you meant baby legs again. You
God
with baby legs.
damn it! Let go of it. Leave my baby legs alone. Uh, she can't stop.
Won't stop.
Are you? Where I don't even know where we were at.
I'm sorry, baby
You
legs.
got me distracted.
We were at baby legs.
Trying to save our relationship.
Oh yes, no, we definitely not, because we were solid beforehand.
Yeah,
There was nothing to save.
yeah. I'm solid right now.
If you're going to go into an open relationship,
Mm-hmm.
don't do it to save your relationship, because it
No,
won't. It'll have the opposite effect,
but
unless by some chance you both go, "Wow, this really works for us."
but I actually want very early on. I met this woman who her and her partner. I'm pretty sure they were married, but they were a couple, and they were kind of in the poly situation, open relationship, very similar to our scenario, and a lot a lot of toxicity in that whole entire
Mm,
relationship. And I feel like starting off, I don't know how they ended up doing that, but I feel like that was one of those situations where it was very not necessarily one-sided, but more like 80%, 20%.
yeah.
And I feel like that would have been one of those trying to save your relationship because she wanted to hook up with everyone, and I feel like he
So did
kind
he. He
of
just
he
didn't. He just didn't get reciprocation from women.
I get that though. I understand why. But
the so they would intentionally talk shit about each other.
it was very
It
toxic.
wasn't like when you kind of in passing make like a joke, or you say something that you don't realize, and then you go, "Oh, that probably I probably shouldn't have said that," like, and you realize it, and you don't,
In
it's like that's not
hindsight,
something I want to be saying.
yeah.
Whereas they would intentionally talk shit about each
Yeah,
other.
and it's not like just like subtle blows. It was like
It was
actual
deep
shit
and dark
talking.
shit that I felt was really unnecessary to share.
And at one point we knew like she had talked to us and told us like plans that she had made and all this stuff, but he didn't know any of them. So then when he ended up talking to Jess, he made it seem like he was super aggravated that she was going away for the weekend and all this stuff, and made it seem like she made some last minute plans, but we knew
She's
a
been
week and a half
planning
before
it.
any of this happened that she had intentions of doing all this. So that falls under the no communication thing.
Yeah,
And
it was uncomfortable.
it was
We
uncomfortable for both of us
Yeah.
because he would be talking shit or saying certain things to Jessica. She would be saying certain things to me. And me and Jessica are talking about this behind closed doors ourselves and like, wow, this is totally
This
screwed up.
is
And this is
not
like,
a good
this is like,
relationship.
it was very uncomfortable. And honestly, we haven't talked to them in probably 2 years at this point, at least. And there's no way they're together. There's just no way.
And if
I,
they are,
it
well
only got
done.
worse.
You survived what should have been an absolute fucking crash and burn situation.
To me, it was. So you're just trying to have your cake and eat it too. Yes.
Yeah. Duh.
I used to not like cake, but if it's moist and the frosting is not too rich, then I enjoy
He's
it.
all about the frosting.
And I'm
I,
all about them
do
cakes.
you remember that cake I had in Long Beach?
We're not here to talk about cakes.
Oh, and it was so good. It was like a vegan strawberries and cream cake or something. Sorry.
But the
Okay.
answer is yes. We are trying to have our cake and eat it too. And you know why? because we can, because we're both okay with that.
Because I really like food.
And she really likes food, and she really likes cake. And sometimes we share the cake.
If it's moist.
Twice as likely.
Yeah, no, for sure.
This one, again, is kind of similar to one of the other questions, but it says, how will you explain this to your kids? But yeah, we kind of already...
I don't know.
I feel like, again, we don't have to explain it to anybody. There's just really no need to. And if we do, why would we say anything negative about it? Because there's nothing... We don't see any negativity for this kind of lifestyle. But so we're not going to spread negativity.
But we're not going to also
But we don't spread negativity on monogamy. And we're also not going to push it. Like, no. If either of our children grew up and they knew what we did and neither of them were into it, we wouldn't really care.
Yeah, like, do what you want. Live your life. It's
not for them, maybe. But then again, maybe it is. And we're opening their eyes to something that they may have not have been introduced to. And
in standard society.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But obviously, yeah, not while they're young kids.
No, no reason.
No reason.
Who is your biggest crush this year?
Ooh.
Do you have one?
Is this like celebrity crush or IRL crush?
I don't know. Let's do
both.
Let's do both. Like,
okay.
I don't know, maybe yeah, IRL. Like maybe you have a fan or
I do have a follower that I have a crush on.
Ooh.
And I'm not sure why. And I think it's just one of those.
Burn.
No, not like that. I think it's one of those right person, right time.
Yeah.
Like us, you know, we just happened to meet at the right time and
clicked. And it worked.
And there was definitely like a massive amount of attraction. And it's same with this guy.
Yeah.
That there's a lot of attraction there. And
you think he's just genuinely a decent human being.
And he's hot as fuck. Like, I don't know. I just literally the first time I saw him, I was like, oh, I'm in danger. But, and probably not the type I normally go for. I don't know. But there was definitely something there. It was almost like there may as well have been like magic dust falling around the screen as I was looking at it. It was a cosmic moment. So yeah, definitely him.
Biggest lady boner ever.
Yeah. Every time I get a message from him, I do get, fanny tickles.
Ooh.
Some tingles, some throbs.
Is it you? Who knows?
That's nobody knows.
We don't name drop here on Steele.
Well, I'm not going to name anybody.
Just know that she does.
Nature of the beast with this, kind of lifestyle and having a podcast is we don't talk specifics and we don't name people.
Ever.
But as far as a celebrity crush goes, I think probably the one that lingers on would be Jason Derulo.
Can't stop her.
Can't stop me. And I often have dreams about him, but they always end before anything happens.
I feel like all of your dreams like that are spicy dreams. You're like, I had a dream about me and so. We started making out. We were just about to hook up, and then I woke up.
Yeah, every time.
Every time is horrible timing for you.
It's usually, Mommy! Mom! And I'm like, oh, God fucking damn it. But I did have a Jason Derulo dream that went somewhere.
Ooh.
So it was the most, amazing dream. I was so excited. I was like, it's finally happening. We started kissing. And he kissed the same way as my worst kiss ever. It was identical. And I just remember the bitter disappointment that I'd finally got to anything with Jason Derulo in my dream. And he kissed like his lips were two pencils. Hard, firm, nothing enjoyable.
So real life Jason Derulo, not dream Jason Derulo, you're going to have to fix this mistake.
You need to step up your game and show me what you've really got.
I mean, you just can't let this be. This can't be the last memory that she has of you guys' time together.
Context, though. So I went on this date once with this guy, and it was the whole he turns up and he wasn't quite what
the pictures had betrayed or what I was expecting. And the kiss at the end of the night that I didn't want to have, but I had because, throwing a dog a bone.
Yeah.
It felt so bad and so disgusting, and it just was nothing pleasant about it. And it's haunted me ever since.
I actually still to this day harass her about it.
He does, but he harasses me about everything.
It's true.
Never show your weakness to Johnny Steele because he will not let it go. I often tell guys, they'll be in my DM, they'll send me their cock, they're like, do you want this cock? We'll be chatting. They'll be like, hey, do you want to meet up? And it's like, I don't even know what you look like.
Yeah.
Send me a photo and I'll see. And I'm not being shallow, but there's no fucking point if there's zero attraction.
But they think, wow, you saw my penis. Like, that's a guarantee. Like, how could she say no to this? Like, there isn't 5,000 other ones in the DM.
I've seen some average dicks that were attached to really awesome people, and I would take them 100 times over an amazing cock attached to an asshole.
Yeah. That's why we don't have sex. So anyways,
further to this, if anybody has any questions, comments, etc., please hit us up. Always chuck them in the comments, etc.
Or if you heard one of our questions and you have a different answer or a different point of view, let us know.
We want to hear it.
Because we talk about this all the time. This is about sharing multiple perspectives, not just ours.
And when you
just happen to be listening to ours.
When you tell us what your thoughts on it, me and Johnny will discuss it.
Yeah.
Maybe not on here, but we'll absolutely be discussing it.
We always talk about it.
So we really
all the
appreciate
stuff
yeah.
on Spotify, the comments in YouTube, or the comments on Twitter, or we now have an Instagram. Check us out on Instagram at Steele Rabbit Pod. Check us out on Facebook, Steele Rabbit Pod.
Yeah, but we just know that we love what you do, and that we talk about you people, you lovely people.
We appreciate you.
We do. That's affection, Johnny.
That's my answer. With that said, peace out.
Peace.
Thanks for joining us on the Steele Rabbit Podcast, where we fearlessly delved into the intricate tapestries of adult intimacy and relationships. We hope our bold conversations have sparked curiosity, ignited passion, and perhaps even brought a smile to your face. Remember, in the realm of desire, nothing is off limits. Stay tuned for more unfiltered discussions, candid stories, and the exploration of the diverse landscapes of human connection. Until next time, keep the flames of passion burning and embrace the beauty of our own sensual journey. This is Johnny Steele, signing off from the Steele Rabbit Podcast.